Hello and welcome to today's session on Work Out Loud Community with the title Automated Excel Upload via SystemLink and Uploadia CLI. My name is Julia and I'm responsible for the internal and external marketing at MJR since over 1 year now. Me and my colleague Demian are presenting our Uploadia CLI feature today. Before we start, I will introduce you to some venue functions. Only the presenters can speak, so Demian and me, so you are listeners that are muted over the session, but you can contact us over the chat. So if you click there, you can enlarge your screen during the meeting and you can click the icon in the right corner at the bottom for this. And as I said, your questions can be sent into chat and will be answered in the Q&A time after the presentation. If you activate the checkbox, you can send your question directly to the presenters. If not, it is public to all. So here's the agenda to our today's session. The automated Excel upload via SystemLink and Uploadia CLI. For the people who don't know us so far, I will quickly introduce our company, MJR. Then Demian will do the basic introduction and show some samples for Uploadia. And finally, show Uploadia CLI. After that, we have then the time for the question and answer part. So we are located in Knittlingen in the south of Germany. Here you can see some pictures of the beautiful landscape and some historical buildings of our region. Then I will quickly introduce you into our MJR business. We are having ERP systems. We offer IoT and output management. We do integration things, we do mobile solutions, and of course, we also do software services and support. This is our wonderful MJR team. We are 21 people at the moment from 6 countries, and we speak 10 languages. I also want to introduce that we are taking part on the Empower this year for the 2nd time. So feel free to visit us in September there. For Uploadia, we created an extra landing page with all information. We also have an Uploadia user guide, which is coming soon also in a new version. Also, we have the Uploadia changelog on our website, and in the Uploadia installation itself, you can also find the changelog, of course. We also have created a video about the Uploadia CLI feature, which is available public on YouTube. The link is placed here. And now I will hand over to my colleague Demian. Demian, the stage is yours.
Hi, I'm Demian, and I will quickly explain what is Uploadia, introduce you into the basics, and then we will look at some samples. First, I will share my screen with the presentation. 1 second. So here we are, and here is the Uploadia presentation. Here is my screen visible now with the Uploadia basic introduction?
Yes, we can see the slide 13 now of your presentation.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Then, so what is Uploadia? Uploadia is a web-based application which is installed once, most likely on the IBM i together with Excel, but it can also be installed on any other service. server. The important thing is there is no need to install it on every computer. It can just be used in the browser, Chrome, Firefox, or other Chromium-based browsers on every computer in the network where Uploadia is available. Uploadia itself is a very easy to use application. It's fully browser-based, and there is nothing users need to do outside of this browser application. So no coding, no technical stuff, no things around these parts. On the other hand, Uploadia is also very flexible. There are no limitations on what you can do. So you can use all default objects in your Info-XA environment, and you can also use all the custom objects you have available in your XA environment. So in case there are or changes to your XA objects, they are all available in Uploadia like they are in PowerLink. All of this is possible because we are using SystemLink, the standard API for Info-XA. In general, the flow of Uploadia looks like this. So you always start with an Excel file or a CSV file containing the data you want to upload or you want to change in your XA system. Uploadia itself then is technically a Java-based application written with HTML, CSS, the web UI, and is then using SystemLink for everything to access your Info-XA system. And just to talk a little bit more about why we are just using SystemLink and why this is so important. As I said, with SystemLink, you have all the default XA objects available and also the custom changes, custom objects. You extended your system. And this also includes transactions additionally to your master data, like orders, bill of material, or something. You can also execute all kind of transactions through Uploadia. This could be warehouse transactions or for manufacturing, if you want to report some quantities to your manufacturing order. But this is not limited. This works everywhere in XA due to the whole system. Then one very important point is in using SystemLink, of course, the security. All kind of authorization happens on the XA user profile. So everything you can do in XA, in PowerLink, for example, then you can do the same thing in Uploadia. But things you're not supposed to do in XA, as you do not have the permissions for example, then you can also not do these things in Uploadia. So it's not possible to bypass the security guidelines. And this also brings the benefit of administration, that Uploadia has no own user base. So there is also no need for the administrators to manage another user's database with passwords and so on. It's just using the XA security, which makes it much more secure, the Uploadia application. In case of special requirements, the deployment profile feature of XA can also be used to apply additional security rules. So for example, external SystemLink applications like Uploadia can be disabled for some users, such things. But this is a little more special. Yeah, in general, you can just say SystemLink is the best, the secure way to work with XA in general for all applications. And this is why we are using it. Additionally to security, this also includes all kind of error checks and data validation, which happens by XA. It's also done through the SystemLink API. But I guess most of you will know about this. So then, what we will look at today in this session is some examples of Uploadia. This will be at the beginning, the basic item revision base price upload. You maybe know this scenario already from a YouTube video from us or something. And then as a complex example of uploading header and child information in one single Excel sheet and upload, we will upload a bill of material into XA with Uploadia. And in between, we will also do exactly the same things with the CLI feature, the new CLI of Uploadia, to show how these things can be done without the user interface, and how these things could potentially be automated in your company if required. Okay, then we'll end the presentation. And here is the Uploadia application. And here we have a netlink to view the XA environment. In general, this is how the Uploadia login page looks like. It's very familiar to PowerLink or netlink. So you have a username, password, system, environment, and language, the exact same information as you're entering in netlink. And as I mentioned before, here you're logging in with your XA profile, as Uploadia has no own authorization system. Julia, is my camera still visible?
Yes, we can see you, and we can see your screen.
Okay, great, because I just see a black screen where my camera should be.
No,
okay.
We can see you.
Perfect. Okay, then for the first example, with the base prices, I have some Excel files around here. I will open the first one, the base price Excel file. This is the Excel file for the base prices. And the Excel files for Uploadia in general, there are no requirements in terms of the data layout. So you're free to fill the Excel file with whatever data you need. There is no predefined structures or mappings for some objects. You just enter the data in the columns you need, and you can also extend this by adding some more columns. You do not have a predefined order you need to use. You can enter it in whatever format you have. The only requirement here is to have this first header row with descriptions of your columns. This will be very useful later in Uploadia. And with row 2, you're starting your data. And expect of this, you just need to match the data formats of your XA system. So for example, if an item number here is an item number field, then it's required to be alphanumeric 15 in XA. But I guess these are things you should be familiar with. Okay, then for this file, we have 10 base prices for item number 1 to 10 we want to upload. We can set them for today. Makes sense. Copy it down. Prices can just be like they are. Then we can save the file like this. And now we will use this file to do basic upload in Uploadia with the UI. And once this is done, we will look at doing the same thing with the command line interface. So to do so, I will close the Excel file. Then I will log in here. So system demo environment is fine in English. Log in. And what happens now at the login is, first part, SystemLink is doing a login. It's validating your user profile. And additionally to the login, this is also why it could take a little bit of time. So firstly, depending on SystemLink server speed, but Uploadia also is retrieving all business objects from your XA environment. And this is what we can see here on the left side of the screen, or on the right side of the screen. This list here are all business objects which are available in the environment where I have logged into. And when I hover over it, I can see the domain class. And for this one, for example, we can see it's an ext number, which means it's an own object just created in this environment, something from us. But if we go down a little bit, then we also see here com.info.crm. So this is a CRM object, and so on. Yeah, there is a feature on top, a search feature on top, so you can just look up whatever you want. For example, item item revision. And when I hover over them, I can click this small star to mark them as a favorite, and they will always be on the top, like I did, for example, for item revision at base price, as I use them quite frequently. Okay, then on the, there are already some Excel files we can remove. On the left side of the screen is the area for the Excel files. So you can upload some Excel files here by maybe drag and dropping them inside, or I can click this cloud icon, which prompt me with a file dialog to upload something. On the bottom of the screen, I have my processes. There is also an old one which we can delete. And these processes are like browser tabs. So let's say I start one upload with maybe 500 or 5,000 rows of item revisions. This will take up maybe an hour or something, or even just 10 minutes. Then I'm not blocked. I can just create a new process at the bottom, do some work at the same time, and let the other one run in the background. A quick reminder here is, if you start an upload, a very big one, for example, which will take 8 hours or something, there is also no need that you keep your browser opened or your session active. You can shut down your computer, let it run on the server, log back after some hours, and check the progress. So Uploadia does not require you to keep your session open, as it should be for a web application. Okay, then we can just start. I will upload the base price Excel file, which we just had open before a moment. And when I upload it here, what I see now here is the Excel sheet, the worksheet, which is in this Excel file. And in case my Excel file has multiple worksheets, then they will all be displayed over here. Now I can take this, drag and drop it over to the middle, and in the middle, it will display me all columns available in this Excel file, our case A to F. And this is why the descriptions are important in the Excel file. The first row, they will be displayed over here, which makes it much easier to know what kind of data we are using. So then on the other side, we need the item revision base price object, which we can also use drag and drop to just put it in the middle. And then we will see all the columns, or in XA, it's an attribute, all the attributes in XA which are available, and the orange ones are the key attributes. Now we can just use drag and drop to create our mapping. So in this case, site is site ID, the item number is item in XA. The direction doesn't matter, the order doesn't matter. So I can also use, for example, now pricing unit of matter, the date, the revision, and the price. And at the end, I will come out with this mapping. And let's assume that I maybe did a mistake on this one. I can just click it and it will be undone, and the columns and attributes are available again to be remapped. So at this point, I'm done with the mapping. My Excel file is connected to the object in XA, the item revision base price object. Now I could start the upload, just let it do its work, or I can use this save button here and give a name to my mapping, like, for example, work out loud, base prices, something like this. And then I will see this name over here. If I click on this drop down, I will see all my available mappings, which are already saved, and they can be reused later, which I will also show you later. Once done, I can hit this upload button. It would also be possible to start the upload without saving the mapping, but in most cases, it makes sense to save these mappings for later reuse. So what we see now is the actual data of the Excel file, which is then displayed here in Uploadia. In the beginning, it's all gray, and now in the background, system links are sent out to this XA environment with this data, with the item revision base price records to be created. And once the result is back, it will color in green or in red. Green means that the upload was successful, and red means there was an issue with this row. So in this case, I can click on the red ones, and the error message will slide in. And this error message, very important, it comes directly from XA. Uploadia itself is not validating this data in any case, which also makes a lot of sense. All these checks are done by XA, so you will be sure that your data is valid as per the rules of your XA environment. Okay, in this case, it's saying that the price unit of measure is not found, which is okay, because in our environment, a German environment, the EA is not valid. We have ST for each as a unit of measure, and now have two possibilities. I could change the Excel file to correct these error messages, re-upload it again, and it would work. Or I can change the values directly in Uploadia, which is useful for just small issues like they are in here. If the whole file would be red, or if it's just more rows with issues, it would be easier to re-upload the file. But in this case, I can double-click the cell, enter a correct value, apply it, and you will see the changes over here. Important to mention here is that these changes we are doing in these rows in Uploadia will not be applied to the Excel file on your computer. It's just the values in Uploadia. So if you re-upload or you reuse the Excel file later, it will not be changed with these values here. So now they are still red, so I can select them with Control to select multiple, or with Shift to select multiple in a row. In this case, I select the red ones, and then I go on Resend Selection on the top. And with this row will be white again, will be processed again, and now they have turned green. So we should also go in our XA environment, and better in English. Oh, need to enter it again. Okay, and then we should check the results of what we've uploaded. Okay, there we are. And under Engineering Enterprise PDM, we have the item revision base prices object. So let's see. There we are. And let's enable the row filters. This is one of the new features Netlink got with the release 10 update from Infor. And to me, it is very useful that you can have just the filtering ability directly in the columns. It's very useful, like it is in Excel, for example. So we uploaded prices for today. It's a filter, and there we can see all the prices are available, and the primary, so they are in blue. So there are no newer prices yet, but yeah, they are uploaded successfully. Now I would propose that we do the same with the Uploadias CLI and try to upload this Excel file. To do so, I've already placed these how is it called, these Excel files on our IBMI. This is move it in this folder over here. So I'm connected to our IBMI, and there is a folder for Uploadia, and here I created one for the CLI testing. And yeah, here are these files. They are accessible for Uploadia. And now I can run a command which will also process these files. Uploadia, for example, is installed on another server. Then the files need to be placed there or need to be moved there. They need to be somehow accessible for the Uploadia application, the server application. And here is our base price file. I will open it. We should do some changes there, as we cannot upload the same prices with the same date again, then we will get errors in XA. And to do so, we will just move them to maybe in 2 days. So this, copying it down, and we could also fix this issue over here of the wrong pricing unit. So then all of the 10 rows should work. So we save the file. But what is now missing is we have the Excel file, but we still need this mapping that Uploadia knows how to upload this Excel file. And the way here is, if I go to the Uploadia data folder, the mappings, and then to my user profile, here I have all mappings available in my user profile. And this is the mapping I've just saved, which is matching the layout of this Excel file. For this, it's just about the layout, so not the data, just the columns need to be in the same way as when I uploaded it with Upload. The exact detailed steps on how to find these mappings and use them with the CLI will also be in the documentation. For now, we will copy this mapping over here, which would, I think, technically not even be required. It could also be somewhere else. It could also lay around in this user directory. Then we have to risk that the user will delete this file by deleting his mapping, which could be an issue. Okay. Wondering a little bit why copying a file takes that long? Somehow connection to the data center is not that well at the moment. In the meanwhile, while I hope to get the connection back to the data center, there is a question in the chat. What you should do if you want to delete a bill of material component. And this is also possible. Let's see if we are able to show it here. This is the mapping of our Uploadia. And in this case, the object would be the bill of material, the components, bill of material components. And then you would need to have an Excel file with all the components you want to delete. So you need the bill of material, item number, revision, maybe alternate BOM ID, and the component. So all the key information for this bill of material component. And then you use this bill of material component object, your Excel file. And here on top, you have a selection of what transaction you want to perform within XA. And here is some create, what we did for our base prices, and delete is also available. So if you have an Excel file with some data, you can also delete this data from your XA system. I hope.
Yeah, that's another question.
Okay, so you cannot delete and change quantities of the component in the same file. I mean, this would then mean that you want to delete the component and re-upload it with the new quantity, or do you really want to perform an update transaction to change the quantity on this component?
Delete one component and another component with a quantity change, for example.
Okay, yeah, you can also do this from one Excel file. It could be that you need to do it to run 2 uploads in Uploadia. So the first upload you do would be a delete, to delete all of those components in the system. And then you just run it again, but you change from delete to create and also map quantity fields and so on. And then it would recreate all of those components in the system.
Okay, do you have your connection back now? Because I think we are running a bit out of time.
No,
10 minutes left.
So
should we do it like we quickly show the CLI feature in the YouTube video? I think that's the only thing I can imagine to do now. And maybe then we have some questions in the chat for the last 5 minutes, I think.
Oh, 1 second, Julia. I think it's back. It's coming right now. The tab was loading.
Okay, great.
Oh yeah.
Last minute.
Okay.
Then
yeah, maybe
go on.
we will do the pricing example, and then we do not do the bill of material. Let's hope that the connection will stay. Here's our folder. Okay, CLI test. Okay, yeah, I copied over now the mapping file. I have the pricing file over here. And to use the command line, let me quickly get a green screen session. Yeah, the old one is disconnected. So we'll start a new one. Okay, there we are. Here is the green screen. Password. Okay, there we are. Yeah, to do this, I start a QSA session. And here I can run the Uploadia commands. If the Uploadia would be installed on another server, maybe Ubuntu system or something, then you would use this terminal available on this system to execute the commands. And yeah, to use the CLI, you use the Uploadia start script. So this is always the same path. And then you can type -h for help. And this will print out a small help, which displays all of the available options for you. Yeah, you see here, you have the options, and they are all mandatory, the aspect of the help. So to run an upload, you need an input file, which is the export file, the Excel file, then the name of the sheet inside this file you want to process, the mapping file, which you can copy from the Uploadia data directory, the output file, where the result will be written to. This will be a CSV file, and all the XA login information. And as we do not have much time left, I will just use predefined command here. Originally, my plan was to build it together with everyone in the session, but I will quickly go through this one. We have I as input file, which is the base price XSL file. Then I'm using the base price sheet out of there. I will use this mapping, but we need to rename this. We have a different name here. Here it's called WOL base prices. Replace that name over here, like this. Then O, the output file, is called result.csv. Could also call it base price underscore result CSV. Then I have my username, which, the welcome, my password, which I will definitely change after this session, and the XA environment we want to use, the IBMI system, so that's the system name of the IBMI, and the language, English in my case. Then I can take this command. I will paste it in here, enter, or I can just run it by pressing enter. Now a separated Uploadia session is starting in the background. Yeah, one thing also to mention is you can do this with your existing Uploadia installation. After an update, there is no requirement to install another Uploadia, to install some additional parts of Uploadia. It's just available in your Uploadia if you enable it by a license, and then you can use it like I showed it here. So what we see now, Uploadia will start to pass your Excel file, and then it always is printing out a new line with a status. So in this case, nothing processed, and then we got 10 rows successfully processed. In case we got errors, it will be displayed over here. And let's assume again we have an upload running maybe half an hour, then it will constantly print out the status, and you can see how it's going in case you're watching it. And in this case, 10 rows are successfully uploaded, and Uploadia has created a result file. You refresh this folder, there is base price result CSV. We can open it, and here is a status they are all okay. In case there would have been an error message, there would be an additional column at the end. It's calling error message. And then in here, you find the error message from XA with the issues. Then you could maybe do filtering changes in here and re-upload it again in case of errors. And now we should quickly check the XA to see what it did. Enable the cool row filters again. And look at, I think we took Friday in the Excel file. Yeah, and there we can see again, they are uploaded in here. Okay, this is how the command line interface is working. Yeah, so Julia, what is the next step? Should we also show a bill of material example? Are we running out of time?
I think for today, it is enough with this example we have created now for our first overview. And I think we should go now to the question and answer part if there are some questions about the CLI upload.
Okay.
Maybe in the chat.
One last remark from my side. In general, what is a command line interface could be used for? Because if you're using this or controlling this manually, it's kind of useless, as you could do just the same uploads in the easy UI of Uploadia. The real benefits of this CLI will start if you are using some scripts. So you maybe can define a folder on your ABMI, for example, for base price uploads. This is a very common use case, maybe in your company. And then you tell your key users, okay, all these Excel files with base prices in a specific format, which you define, should be dropped in this folder. And then you have a script running in the background, checking if there is something in this folder. And as soon as some files are placed, you run the Uploadias CLI command. And when it's ended, you can move this file maybe to an output folder or build some process around this, which could even be full automation in case you have some folder where files will pop up by another system, something like this. This is how a command line interface could be used.
Thank you, Damian. Okay. Are there some questions? Then please place them in the chat. And we will quickly wait if there comes up some questions. Maybe I can also ask a question. Meanwhile, our attendees will ask you something. Is it also possible with other files than Excel files?
Yes, you can use Excel files in the XSLX format, or you can also use files in the CSV format. This is the two formats Uploadia is supporting at the moment.
Okay, good. No question in the chat so far. Also something that is maybe asked in general a lot of times about Uploadia. Can we use our user-owned business objects?
Yes, this is one of the useful features coming with SystemLink. That SystemLink and therefore also Uploadia is working with all customizations you have on these specific XA environments.
Very good. Then, if no one has any question anymore, I think we're out of time. We will send the link to the landing page of Uploadia and to the CLI video also in the follow-up email through the Work Out Loud community. And there is a question. Yes, we also sent the recording of the session in the follow-up email, will be available on YouTube. So I hope. Yep.
Yeah, sorry. In case someone wants to see some more examples, some more complicated examples on this, you can always also contact us and we will do a demo for you where we can prepare whatever you need.
Yeah, or just contact us through the contact form on our website, MJR GmbH, or over the Work Out Loud community, of course. So I think then we are at the end of our session. I thank to everyone who was attending today, and I hope you enjoyed this session and are interested in the Uploadia new feature. And wishing you a nice day and bye from my side.
Bye.
Bye-bye.